whenever you eat a burger, nobody talks about the dressing or the sauce inside. So the sooner you realize that you can't do everything on your own, the better you are. I, always say this: ambition is easy, execution is difficult, right?
Changing the track a little bit because I believe it would be very important for all the viewers that we'll be having. So I read in one of your interview that you said that it took you 4 weeks. You were sitting outside Domino's office for your first order. So how was that feeling? First part again, part 2 part question. How was the feeling when you were sitting at the office for 4 weeks and they're not giving you a meeting and then you finally land an order?
4 weeks, 4-5 months now, but
okay. And then you land an order of, I believe, 70-80 of metric tons of sugar. So that was around 10-11 months of Veeba's work.
1 month of Veeba's work at that time. Alright, 70 tons was 1 month of production. आज की डेट में it's roughly 5-6 minutes of production. So I'm just trying to tell you, but
how that feeling? मतलब वो, and sir, I believe if you say it's 4-5 months, so you were a lot of perseverant to crack that deal. So how do you feel that perseverance as a quality is very important for the young generation?
Yeah, I think without perseverance, you can't succeed being an entrepreneur. So you can't succeed without perseverance, obviously. वो जो Domino's का टाइम है, that I used to go every day. तो उस टाइम पे ना मेरे को पता नहीं था कि मैं कुछ बहुत फैंसी कर रहा हूँ और आगे जाके somebody from Hindu college and obviously नहीं सोचा था, desperate था, धंधा चाहिए था, वहाँ जाके बैठ जाता था. And frankly उनकी reception उनकी air condition थी, मेरे ऑफिस में AC नहीं होता था, मैं बड़ा comfortable था, मैं कोई iPad ले जाता था अपना, वहाँ बैठ के अपना कुछ नहीं टाइम निकल करता था. And eventually they gave us that 70 ton order and I remember feeling कि यार अब तो हम कर लेंगे काम. So that, I mean, till today, I think the last time I went to a Domino's office was a couple of years back, but till today, Domino's holds a very special place in my heart. They actually kind of almost helped us create, Veeba. Because वो order नहीं आता तो maybe और 2 साल लग जाते. What अगर मैं हार मान जाता था, who knows. So, but perseverance super important. So मैं कहता हूँ कि I like to call this grit. So passion plus perseverance is equal to, in my, ये dictionary meaning नहीं है, but grit is very important. Passion is important और passion without perseverance का कोई point नहीं है. So passion plus perseverance, grit of a founder is really critical.
So was that your first significant business?
Yeah, of course. उससे पहले I think हम पूरे महीने में 2 टन सॉस बनाते होंगे और वो फिर imagine 2 टन सॉस की कंपनी को 70 टन का ऑर्डर मिल जाए. See, when you're supplying to Domino's, it's a given that your plant has to be world class. They will never touch you if you're. So much before I started sitting in their office for orders, the first step is to get them or their teams or their international teams to come and audit your plant. Plant approval. So Domino's will not even meet you if your plant is not world class, if your quality is not world class. Before the reception में sitting वाला time, step 1 है कि plant और quality तो given होनी चाहिए ना. So tomorrow if you start a sauce company and you have a bad plant, where will Domino's start working with you? So all of this is plant plus quality की बाद की story. Once the plant is approved, and let's say in India, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 sauce plants are approved. It was difficult to get a new company sauce plant approved, but once it got approved, how do you, and we are one of India's largest sauce companies today, but all our honorable opposition at that time were far bigger than us. So I could not have started a price war because उनकी pockets are much deeper. So you had to work on other things other than price to get that business, and that probably is the reason it took a few months to get that order. But उसको ना इतना fancy मत बनाओ यार. आप भी जब अपनी कंपनी खोलोगे ना और आपको भी धंधा चाहिए होगा, आप भी जाके कहीं पे 2 महीने बैठना पड़ेगा तो बैठोगे. करना ही पड़ता है. I mean, it's a part of life.
So exactly my next question वही था कि hypothetically if we decide to start something of our own, we are 19-year-olds and finance is something just because we haven't worked, neither do we have any savings for us to invest that. what do you think is the journey for people like us who have an idea, who want to do something, and finance becomes a barrier? Is there like, what is the
See,
process?
I'll be very honest with you. You guys are really lucky. Very honestly, मेरे पास भी पैसे नहीं थे. ये फैंसी ऑफिस और ये सब नहीं था. मेरे को याद है हमारा पहला ऑफिस था. मैं ना किसी सीनियर बंदे को इंटरव्यू के बुलाया और उसी टाइम मेरे लैंडलॉर्ड ने ना जगराता करने की डिसाइड कर लिया, माता की चौकी करने की डिसाइड कर. मैं उससे इंटरव्यू ले रहा हूँ, जिस बोलने पे हम दोनों बात कर रहे हैं उससे ज्यादा जोर से जय माता दी. मैंने कहा आप ज्वाइन नहीं करोगे ना, मेरे पैसे नहीं, मैं नहीं करूँगा. सो नहीं थे यार पैसे, टू बी ऑनेस्ट. बट जो आपके पास है, व्हाट आई डिडंट हैव एट दैट टाइम, investing in consumer was a bad word. That was a time of tech only, मेरे को एक investor, I won't take his name because today I said like, I mean whatever, but उसने मेरे को बोला था बेटा Veeba.com करता ना तो मैं शायद में इन्वेस्ट करता. ये Veeba क्या है? Today that guy runs the consumer fund. वो अलग बात, उसने टेक ही छोड़ दिया. But the fact of the matter is, you guys are in a space where today fintech, which is finance, and fintech, prop tech, consumer, there are investors for every. There's Shark Tank. जाके करो अपने आप को देखो Shark Tank पे. But there is, I mean, today, if you've got a good idea and you've got proof of concept, I kid you not, money is available. There is no shortage of money. Yes, this year and the last year and maybe बीच में 2 साल की pocket आएगी when headwinds, global crisis, inflation, Ukraine war, things will slow down a bit. But you guys are growing up in the golden era of entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurs are investing in other entrepreneurs, funds are investing, and today there are funds who are writing minimum check size of $50,000 or $100,000, मतलब 70 लाख, 80 लाख, 40 लाख से लेके 4,000 करोड़ तक के चेक्स लिख रहे हैं. So आइडिया अच्छा होना चाहिए and proof of concept. जिन फाउंडर्स या एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को पैसे नहीं मिलते ना, जब वो जाके बड़ी सेक्सी पीपीटीज बनाते हैं और उनसे एक क्वेश्चन पूछ लो प्रूफ ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट का, वहां पे फेल हो जाते हैं. They don't deserve money also. If I have earned my money the hard way, I really put in effort to earn my money. Nobody should expect it for free from me. You need to kind of.
1 rupee expenses.
Exactly. So, but you guys are really, frankly, I'm almost jealous of you because you guys are. I mean, you'll come into the job world, working world in another 1 or 2 years. My advice to you would be, MBA अगर आप करने की सोच रहे हो, उससे पहले 2 साल काम जरूर कर लेना. Your whole perspective on your MBA will change. People whom we hire who've done graduation and then masters without work ex in between, they're, I mean, not as good as the people who work, because when you work and then you study the same thing in your MBA, you can apply it, and it's an amazing feeling, So if you guys do your MBAs, मैंने नहीं किया था, मैं थोड़ा अनपढ़ टाइप का हूँ, but if you do your MBAs, बीच में काम करना.
Is this just one? Is this a good time as number one, an ideator and a promoter, and as an investor to enter into like the food and beverage market?
हम खा देंगे, but उसको छोड़ के it's a very good time. I would be, I mean, even though I'm really getting on with you, कल को अपने sauce company शुरू कर दी तो it'll be a different kind of a conversation. But the thing is, actually, by the way, very honestly, I have helped other younger sauce companies also who've come to my office. And the market is very big. मैं मजाक में बोल रहा था, but I mean, कल को अगर the big boys like Unilever and Marico, they come in this space or they have come in this space, I can't stop them, right? So the market is big. Everybody has to prove themselves. But to answer your question, yes, it's a good time. It's a very good time, frankly. I mean, I know of 4 funds today who exclusively invest in consumer companies. और मैं बता रहा हूँ मेरे टाइम पे मतलब कंज्यूमर तो बैड वर्ड था, कंज्यूमर था गाली, चल बाहर निकल गया. But yeah.
So taking the point to the consumer only. So how, as you leading Veeba, interpret human motivation कि अच्छा मैं कैसे interpret करूँ कि consumer को ये चाहिए? Is it by trying constantly new things, or is it by going back to what people have like used or consumed पहले? So आप वो consumer को कैसे judge कर रहे हो वीबा के ऑफिस से बैठ के अच्छा मुझे ये चीज करनी चाहिए कि मैं consumer को best product दे पाऊँ?
So I'll give you something in food ना, everybody is an expert, okay? So I can't tell you कि भाई आपको salt ज़्यादा लग रहा है कि कम लग रहा है, you know, everybody knows उनको salt कितना चाहिए, मिर्ची. So in food, if you go seeking for feedback, you will get feedback because you might like high salt things, you might like low salt, you might like sweet things. Everybody is an expert and I'll get confused. मेरा एक secret है, मैं आपसे share कर लेता हूँ आज. मेरा एक secret है, मैं क्या करता हूँ जब कोई नई चीज लॉन्च कर रहा होता हूँ ना, अपने 15-10 फ्रेंड्स को घर बुलाता हूँ. I never ever tell them कि यार अगर मैं बोलूँगा ना मैं नई सॉस लॉन्च कर रहा हूँ, बताओ हर बंदा मेरे को इतना ज्ञान देगा. मेरा सिंपल है, मैं सॉस को टेबल पे रख देता हूँ with the right dipping or the right sandwich whatever, and you don't tell anyone anything. अगर वो सॉस खत्म हो गई, that means person has gone back to kind of taste it, try it, that means the product hit है. अगर पार्टी जब खत्म हुई सॉस 30% ही कंज्यूम हुई, मतलब सबने शुरू में ट्राई करी और फिर अच्छी नहीं लगी, वो प्रोडक्ट नहीं चलेगा. तो मैं अपने फ्रेंड्स को गिनी पिग की तरह यूज करता हूँ, पार्टी पे बुलाता हूँ, खिलाता पिलाता हूँ और बीच में 3-4 सॉसेस प्रेस कर लेता हूँ. And it has worked like magic for us, you know. I remember asking a friend of mine that she's now based out of Singapore, कि how do you like our tandoori mayonnaise? So she said tandoori mayonnaise का mayonnaise है ये वो. And the same woman in my house in this guinea big concept,
Right.
loved it. She kept eating it again and again. She just didn't know that it's called tandoori mayonnaise, but that's proof of concept. So yeah.
So which, according to you, which industry do you think is going to be the big next, the next big thing?
According to me,
Apart from food and beverage.
no, including food and beverage, I think India's middle class is so hungry. I think there'll not be one, but there are many. I think obviously software tech. India. I mean, what our current government has done in terms of opening up the net and 5G भी आ रहा है. Imagine जो हम तीनों को knowledge मिल रही है from our phones. The same knowledge is now accessible to a guy sitting in any remote city or town of the country. So that will change consumer behavior a lot. So I think the industries to watch out for is definitely fintech, because with that knowledge you will want to do something. So you need money, and easy access of money to that person who's in that remote city is very. So I think fintech, obviously, e-commerce is going to thrive in this country for a long time. Consumer, I think, has a long runway ahead, because अभी तो India A है, India B को तो अभी कंपनी से cater करना शुरू भी नहीं किया. And imagine even if 5% of India B becomes India A every year, and as the middle class becomes, can you imagine, because of our volumes, that itself will be adding 5 million people, to your customer base every month. So I think consumer has. So I think it's very honestly, it's an amazing time to be in India. The next 10 years are India's. Booming middle class, young demographic, मतलब बहुत सारी वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज में तो प्रॉब्लम है सिर्फ बुढ़े ही हैं, बच्चे काम कौन करेगा, ये सब क्या होगा. सो वो आपको बोल रहे कुछ. So yeah, so I think it's India's decade ahead, and yeah, I think any good product or service or software, if it's solving a problem for India, problem ये नहीं कि कोई social problem. I'm saying a problem can be solving for a lack of good taste of some product, also the problem solving. Not problem solving and trying to change the world. वो सारी fancy बातें.
I believe it's time to solve it out a little.
So moving to our last segment, as we told you, it would be rapid fire round. So as this is the world's best office, we'll be asking you 5 questions, but the answers need to be rapid fire, they need to be crisp, and they need to be saucy. Right. So
are you ready for the rapid fire?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So my first question: who is Viraj Bahl outside his CV?
I am really boring outside my CV. It's a मतलब कितना मैं सिर्फ काम करता हूँ. And my wife hates me for that. All my waking hours, I'm a very boring person. मैं सिर्फ काम काम और काम करता हूँ. सोचो HR वाला बंदा सोचेगा साला झूठ बोल रहा है.
आज HR खुश हो गया.
आप सामने ये भी सोचोगे कि नहीं झूठा है. ये सच नहीं बोल रहा.
Okay, sir. Why do you want to work for a company?
I want to work for. I think my knowledge will help your organization to create better products, better for you products, tastier products, and products which we can all collectively give to our children, and healthy nutrition products. You know, I think I'll be able to make some sort of a impact in your organization if I do join your organization.
And what would you consider your weakness to be?
My weakness. मैं सुपरस्टार हूँ, कोई वीकनेस नहीं. मैं मजाक कर रहा हूँ. My weakness, I think my weakness is sometimes I let things get to my heart. You know, I spend too much time worrying, or sometimes I spend too much time over a small issue. I think I can sometimes waste as high as 5-6 hours in a week on something which should have ideally deserved not more than 30-40 minutes. I care a bit too much at times for irrelevant things.
How do you deal with criticism?
Openly, very honestly. मेरे को ना, when you're heading a company ना, it's very easy to say the truth because everybody sitting across the table from you in your organization will listen to you. मैंने ना एक लाइफ में चीज सीखी है, सच बोलना जितना आसान है ना, सच बोलना जितना बड़ा टैलेंट है, उससे बड़ा टैलेंट है सच सुनना. So if honestly, if you guys are sitting here and you tell me आपका ये प्रोडक्ट अच्छा नहीं है, my next question would be क्यों यार, आपको क्या अच्छा नहीं लगा? It will never be देखो नहीं पता हम इंडिया की सबसे बड़ी शॉप, ऐसा नहीं है. So I am very open to this. No problem. आप मेरे को बता दो आपके जूते गंदे हैं, आपकी शर्ट खराब है, मैं कल बदल दूंगा दोनों.
You are very dressed for an interview. Big mark for that.
And so finally, what would you prefer? Being liked or being feared?
What would I prefer?
Yes.
1000% being liked. I don't want to be feared. Why would I want to be feared?
So there's one counter question to being liked. Would being liked come to an extent where people will consider not working on your deadlines
No.
as something?
See, you should never confuse being liked with the popularity contest. I mean, if everybody is happy with me all the time, I'm not doing my job well. Very honestly. At the end of the day, काम कर रहे हैं ना, धंधा चला रहे हैं. अगर मैं कोई मिस यूनिवर्सिटी तो नहीं खड़ा हुआ यहाँ पे बिकनी पहन के क्या चलो आओ मैं. It is काम कर रहे हैं, काम करने में there are hard conversations, but that does not mean that people should fear me. At best, I would want people to respect me and respect my opinion. The worst thing would be कि कैबिन से बाहर गए बोले यार क्या डफर आदमी है. You know, that is, but I don't want anybody to fear me, and I hope my team doesn't fear me. But being liked over being feared anytime, but it's not a popularity contest. It is very clearly there are hard conversations at times, and उसके बाद literally 1 hour later you can have a normal conversation also. So work has to happen according to work. My job is to deliver a great product from a great production. उसके लिए if I have a issue with our head of production, I can't say यार अगर मैं उसे फोन करके बोल रहा तो उनको लगेगा अब तो विराज को मैं लाइक नहीं कर रहा हो. मैं उनको पटा नहीं रहा यार, मैं उनसे शादी भी नहीं कर रहा, मैं उनके साथ काम कर रहा हूँ. सो काम करने में yes there will be certain hard conversations, and hard conversation, do it, get over it, problem solved. If you're growing at this speed, गलतियाँ तो होंगी. My only request to my team is कि यार रोज सेम गलती मत करो. रोज गलती करो, but रोज नई गलती करो. अगर आप रोज सेम गलती कर रहे हो, then there's something wrong with you. Then HR needs to have a conversation. But yeah, I mean, there's no confusion. It's not a popularity contest, and it's not even a democracy. At the end of the day, I listen to everyone. Obviously, I do because they're better than me. But the call has to be with the head of the company, right? So yeah.
Mr. Bahl, congratulations.
I'm
You are selected as
I
wanted to.
Salary कितनी दूँगी?
Market average.
Market average. अच्छा, Veeba पे ज़्यादा market average है यार.
So we'd like you to